I'm now sitting in the Conservatory Gardens in Rosalind Park. It's an ornate 19th century building that is currently filled with tulips, ferns and bright purple scabious. The conservatory is the last of its kind in a Victorian park. It's not unlike a greenhouse, and in fact, sitting here reminds me of the year 2016, studying experimental writing in Montreal in the middle of the northern winter. The daily temperature was minus 20 degrees Celsius. The light on a sunny day was so stark and blinding as it reflected off the streets that were white with snow for the entire 5 months I spent there. On a darker day, the light was muted and foggy. The cold crept into every part of my being and my bones. Dressing in the morning was like building a house around my body, and if I tripped on the snowy slope of the outdoor staircase and spilt my morning coffee, within a few seconds it had turned to ice on my sleeve. One day I followed the stairs of the university to the very top and found a greenhouse. The light in the greenhouse at the top of the university was diffused while it snowed outside. Diffused just like it is here inside the conservatory. I sat there to read regularly, to sit in the solar-warmed space, rest my book on the warm, muggy dirt, and I could feel my body uncurling like a leaf. The lighting in the conservatory is hitting the windows from the northeast right now. It's a typical early spring day where the weather is still working itself out. The sun is intermittent, and when it does come out from behind the clouds, the flowers, wilted from yesterday's heat, cast a lazy shadow. The tulips are in full swing, near the end of their short, colourful life, and are fallen open like softly cupped hands. Here's a passage by Hilary Mantel that plays with light. He too is guilty of retrospection as the light fades, in that hour in winter or summer before they bring in the candles, where earth and sky melt, when the fluttering heart of the bird on the boughs calms and slows, and the night-walking animals stir and stretch and rouse, and the eyes of the cats shine in the dark, when colour bleeds from sleeve and gown into the darkening air, when the page grows dim and letters form, elide and slip into other conformations, so that as the page is turned, the old story slides from sight, and a strange and slippery confluence of ink begins to flow. Notice how Mantel uses descriptive words to conjure the way that the light hits objects on earth just before nightfall. The way she says, before they bring in the candles, the earth and sky melt, when colour bleeds, the page grows dim, the eyes of the cat shine. These evocative descriptions help the reader visualise the way that the light is changing, and it creates a feeling and a mood. We can feel the scene growing darker around us. Our next prompt is to find somewhere the light is doing something interesting. What's causing it? Is it dappled from leaves through a tree? Is it bouncing off a nearby window? Blocked by a building? What would it do if the building wasn't there? Where would it fall and how? What would be revealed in its luminescence? Does the light have a temperature? Is it warm from the sun, or is the feeling of the light being swept away from the surface of your skin by a particularly cold wind? Look further. What are the clouds doing? 200 metres away, where is the light? Can you see a break in the clouds? Is it moving towards you? Do the trees bend in such a way that the light must have been hitting this spot in a particular way for years, so that the trees have learnt to lean towards it? Pause now while you do 10 minutes of free writing about the shape, colour and mood of the light.